guys all ready to roll? I know it's coming up really soon.
Absolutely. Sergeant Bluff is excited to be hosting. We are geared up as we can be at this point. We've had a fabulous group of volunteers that have been working in the community. And of course, I can't say enough about Sergeant Bluff city staff. They have really, really worked hard to make sure that that punch list of items that we needed done to make sure that our community was at its best was complete. And they've just done a really great job.
It has to be a lot of planning. I mean, your community is like 5,000 people, and you'll have more than double the number of cyclists there, plus all the fans that like to come along as well.
We do have a really great community. One thing about Sergeant Bluff being that we are a smaller community is that we do really rely on one another. We support each other's businesses and endeavors. And so this really isn't different than any other time in Sergeant Bluff. This is the kind of behavior that we see all the time. And so it's just another example of the community coming together to work and make something happen. And we're all really excited about it.
And what were some of the things that you guys had to do? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of things behind the scenes that people have no idea actually happens.
Absolutely. It starts with a lot of the safety and security that happens. I know that our fire department and police department and public works have really thought through things like where first aid stations will be, how things will be handled to make sure that the areas are all managed and that people are taken care of and can have access to any safety or security things that they may need. And that's been months in the making. Same would be true for thinking about traffic flow. Where are people going to go? Where are things going to be placed? And then those little touches too. Our hospitality committee has been really busy. They put together pots of flowers. They painted them so that they're brightly colored, then took care of those flowers for months and months to make sure that they were ready to go and look great for the event. Same would be true. We have a few different sculptures going up around the community so that people can take pictures. Elementary school kids got involved and made banners that are hanging on our light posts. So there are all these little touches all over the community that I think really represent what a strong community bond we have and also just make our community shine a little bit more.
For many people, RAGBRAI, this is a big deal.
It's a huge deal. And, I moved away from Iowa for about a decade, and RAGBRAI was something that I loved growing up and always was excited about to see it come through communities. It was exciting when your community had a chance to have either RAGBRAI go through or do an overnight. And so my husband and I moved back here about 4 years ago. And the fact that our community is getting to do this and be the kickoff point, it is incredibly exciting and such a great moment for Sergeant Bluff to really shine and have people focus on our community. We're not a huge community. We don't always get the spotlight. And on July 23rd, the spotlight's definitely going to be on us with a lot of people paying attention and being in our community and enjoying the businesses and things that we have to offer. So it's very exciting.
Was it hard to get it to come to Sergeant Bluff? Because I know, some of the other bigger communities along the river sometimes get it instead.
I was not part of that element of it, but what I do know about that is that we have a great mayor, city council, and again, our city staff. I can't compliment them enough. They work really hard to make sure that Sergeant Bluff takes advantage of any opportunities that might be out there. And I know that we've had some really exciting things happen in the last couple of years. Our park system is great, as an example. We have really great businesses coming in. And so I think that they did a great job of pitching that and making sure that RAGBRAI knew that Sergeant Bluff was ready for this, that we had a lot to offer. And I think they did exactly what they've always done, which is make sure that Sergeant Bluff is in the best position possible for any opportunity. I'm just so grateful to be in a place where people really stand together and get behind one another and they do whatever needs to be done. And it's going to be fun to see this all come together on Saturday and Sunday.
And you're using your skills that you use at Morningside for this endeavor as well, it sounds like.
Absolutely. Whatever skill, and, some that I don't use at Morningside. My husband and I have been building sandwich boards that they're going to use in our garage. And I don't build a lot of sandwich boards, but because the community has a need, we're making the time to do it. So it's a nice combination of talents that, yes, I use as a professional, but also things that we just enjoy doing to make the community better. And so it's been a lot of fun.
And it's been since 2006 was the last time that it started there?
This is the first time in almost 20 years that we've we've been able to host it again. And Sergeant Bluff has really changed and grown in that time. And I know that there are quite a few people involved this time that were involved back then. And even they've commented how different the planning is this time, how much different it all feels. And especially, I think they're excited to be able to showcase Sergeant Bluff now, 15 years later, with so much more happening in our community and it being a growing place. And so that's a really, I think, rewarding evolution for them to get to see after all this time.
Erin, I wish you the best. Enjoy the time and the big crowd too.
Anybody that wants to come into town, we sure do welcome that. But be aware of the fact that we are a town of 5,000 expecting to have 25,000 plus. So you will have to have some patience with parking. We will have shuttles operating throughout the entire day, so that you can hop on a shuttle and easily get places. And there will be lots of vendors and things like that available, so that if you want food or if you want to enjoy something else, you absolutely can do that. But I just want to make sure that people are aware that it is going to be a lot of people and that they should practice patience and make sure that they're really watching out for the bikers, for pedestrians, and for other drivers.